Welcome everyone. Welcome to West Virginia's Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We know that you're going to have a lot of great questions tonight, so I want to make sure I let you know how to ask those questions. So anytime during the presentations, you're welcome to put your question in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. You'll want to make sure that you list your question and also the college or university that you want to answer your question so that they know who you're directing your question to. As a reminder, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone is off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. There are lots of sessions like this happening both tomorrow and the next evening, so I hope that if you like this format that you'll sign up for additional sessions. This session is being recorded and will be available for playback at that same website where you registered within about a week. So without further ado, I am going to introduce our first institution, Virto Education.
Thanks, Courtney. I'll share my screen really quick. Boy, wish I didn't have to share my screen anymore, but this is our world now. Great, so I'm going to talk about Virto Education. My name's Josh. I'm one of our Associate Directors of Admission. And I think I see two participants. So hi, Zach and Kelsey. Thanks for coming by. You get an exclusive look at some awesome colleges today. All right. It's amazing. No matter how many times I do this, I can't get it right in the first try. Okay, so Virto's a little bit different. What we do is help students study abroad as a part of their four-year college education. I have experience personally, and we think very strongly and feel very strongly that traveling is such a great way to learn about yourself and the world around you. And we want students to have that experience to start college. So Zach or Kelsey, if you're someone who's ever wanted to see the world, travel, but you also would like to get into college, stick on your four-year timeline, this is kind of a way to do that. What students do with Virto is they'll spend their first semester of college or their first full year of college traveling the world. We've got a bunch of different locations you can go to. You'll earn full credits, 16 college credits per semester. They'll likely count as gen eds or core classes. And you can also simultaneously apply to our partner colleges, which I'll talk about in 1 second. And Courtney, feel free to stop me anytime because I can drone on and I get excited.
Sounds good.
Short on time here. So the way that I like to frame Virto for people who haven't heard about us yet is really they can think about us like the Common App. We've got over 50 universities that we partner with across the country. Students apply to Virto as they would any college. It's a free application. You can indicate which partner schools you'd like to apply to if you want to apply to a partner school. And so your acceptance letter might say something like, congratulations, you got into Virto Education. You get to go to Hawaii or London your first semester of college, and you got into the University of Oregon. So when you're traveling with Virto for your first semester, you know what college you're a part of, your credits are counting towards your degree, and you know that you are on your four-year timeline. So lots of benefits. We're not a gap year. We get confused as a gap year all the time. Understandable. Gap years are great if you want to look into those options too, and I'd love to talk about them, but not why we're here today. Okay, so I'm going to breeze through all this good stuff. These are the different locations that students can travel to with Virto. There are 6. Each semester offers different experiences. So if you're someone who wants a traditional study abroad experience in Europe, where you're in like London or Milan or Madrid, and you just really want to explore independently, I'd point you towards those 3 options. Or if you're someone, on the other hand, who wants to see parts of the world that really tourists don't get to see, that are off the beaten path, and you're not super excited to step right back into a 4-walled classroom, I'd point you towards Hawaii, Latin America, or the South Pacific. So I'll quickly kind of breeze through a couple of examples here. Let's see, I like Italy. Let's talk about Milan, Italy. So in Italy, for example, if you'd like to start college there with Virto, you'll take these courses here. We've tried to make them super relevant to where you're living. It doesn't make sense to study like, zoology in Milan. Maybe it does, but it does make sense to study art history and philosophy. So if you're someone who wants to look into those subjects, knock out your gen eds that way. You can go to Milan with Virto. I mean, there's just so much to do and see. I could talk for hours about Milan, but I mean, you can't go wrong. Carbs, Italy, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Really, you can't go wrong. So if that's your scene, we got options like that. Milan's cool because students get to spend their semester at an Italian university. And I have a cool video here that I'm not going to play the whole thing because we have not a lot of time, but it's a beautiful campus. Okay, let's skip here. Yeah, for our field semesters, these are different in that students never set foot in a 4-walled classroom, like I said, but they still earn the same credits, and they stick on their 4-year timeline just the same. So let's talk about Latin America. I like Latin America. If you choose Latin America, you'll spend split time between 2 countries, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. You'll study these subjects, and every day you'll travel around and you'll live out of base houses that we've got in these places. You'll do ethnographic studies, community surveys, really hands-on immersive learning. That's how you're earning your college credit, traveling with your group and professors. So this is an example of a classroom, quote unquote, with Virto in Latin America. This would be after a field excursion. This is a walk to one of our classes. One of the villages we go to is only accessible by boat. So again, if you can imagine this being your first semester of college and that excites you, this is a great option. Okay, before I wrap up, college admission through Virto is a huge part of what we do. If a student applies to Virto and we accept a student into the program, they are guaranteed admission to 25 universities as long as they hold a certain GPA on the Virto semester. I'm going to breeze through these here, but I can maybe I'll send this to Courtney for resources or something, and you can follow up that way. This is also on our website. It's called a transfer guarantee. All of these universities here basically have said, we love Virto students. So if you guys accept one of them into your program, then they're good to go on our campus as long as they hold a certain GPA. So for example, Tennessee, you got to hold a 3.0 on your Virto semester. You're good to go for your 4 years there. We also have 52 partner colleges. This is our full list. You can find this on our website. And so different than the transfer guarantee schools, if you'd like to apply to these schools separately, you can. Again, on your Virto application, you can indicate which schools you'd like to apply to. So let's say you choose William and Mary over here. You would not need to complete William and Mary's application separately. You would only have to do the Virto application. There's a lot of benefits here. Number one, it's free. Number two, it gives you a high shot at getting in. Again, our partners really like and value students who travel. So lots of benefits, lots of ways that you can use Virto if you're someone who, again, just wants to see the world and start college a little bit differently. And I'm going to stop there. Thanks, Courtney.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Josh, and to Virto Education. Those of you listening, just make sure that if you have any questions throughout, that you don't wait to the last minute to put those questions in the Q&A, and make sure that you do address those to the institution or program that you have the questions for. So our friends from Waynesburg University weren't able to join us tonight, but next up we have West Virginia Junior College.
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt with West Virginia Junior College. Want to let you know West Virginia Junior College has 3 campus locations in the state of West Virginia. We're in Charleston, Bridgeport, and in downtown Morgantown, right in the heart of WVU territory. For those of you that are more interested in virtual education, we do have an online campus as well. And before we really get rolling here, we'd like to show you a quick video so you can see all the exciting things happening on campus. And so 3 main things we really want you to know about West Virginia Junior College. From that video, you can see that at our campuses, we have a variety of programs you can choose to study. The majority of those programs are associate degree programs. Now, an associate degree normally takes 2 years to complete. However, at WVJC, if you pass your classes on time in the correct sequence, we can get you a 2-year degree in just 18 months. So you're talking 1.5 years, 18 months to have the skills and training to start a career. Second thing I want you to know is for most of our programs, we have a 4-day school week. We found that our students really enjoy having the long weekend schedule. And third thing, and most important thing to know about West Virginia Junior College is this: once you earn one of our degrees, we now have an obligation and responsibility to help you start your career. We have a criteria we must meet called placement, which means a certain percentage of our graduates have to work in the field that they studied in order for us to maintain our national accreditation. So for example, if you would earn our medical assisting degree, we would work with you one-on-one to find a hospital, doctor's office, clinic, some type of healthcare setting to try to help you start your career. Speaking of the medical field, we do have a nursing program at West Virginia Junior College. We have both an LPN program and an RN program. The important thing to know about our nursing programs is they are direct admittance. So what's direct admittance mean? Well, you're directly admitted. No kidding. Well, some traditional four-year colleges will not allow a high school senior to go directly into nursing. They make you take 2 years of something called pre-nursing, which is a bunch of prerequisites and general classes. Then after 2 years, they may consider you. At WVJC, if you pass your, have the right GPA out of high school, get the right test score on the T's, we accept you. You start taking our nursing classes the moment you step foot on campus. Finally, we wanted to let you know that we still have a lot of scholarship opportunities available at WVJC. They range everywhere from $500 all the way to the Stephen A. Cowell Memorial Scholarship, which is a $10,000 scholarship, and still plenty of time to apply for these scholarships. The last thing today we'd like you to know about WVJC is we would love it if you would visit our website, wvjc.edu. At that website, you can access our counselors, you can access our career test, and you can find out all the information you need to know about any of our programs and any of our scholarships as well. So simply Google West Virginia Junior College, it pops right up, and we look forward to working with all of you in the near future. Thank you.
Matt, thanks to you and West Virginia Junior College. Those of you listening, don't forget to put those questions in the Q&A, even if your school hasn't presented yet, that you have questions for. So next up, I have the pleasure to introduce Nova Southeastern College.
Probably doesn't help that I have the mute on. Hello, everybody. My name is Julia Severance. I'm an admissions
Julia, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Julia, I am having a hard time hearing you. I wonder if you turn your—
Can you hear me now, Courtney?
Yeah, I wonder if you turn your camera off, if you might have better audio. I am now not hearing anything at all. Can I ask one of our other panelists, can anyone else hear Julia?
I cannot.
Okay, thanks. I thought maybe that was just me. Let's go ahead and go on to West Virginia University, and we'll come back to Julia at Nova Southeastern here in a minute. So let's move on to West Virginia University, and we will come back to Nova Southeastern here shortly. Thanks so much, Christina.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name's Christina Meyer. I'm a regional recruiter at West Virginia University. My light's a little bright. I apologize for that. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. We'd love to talk about WVU, but in 6 minutes, it's kind of impossible with our 140 undergraduate degree programs, R1 research classification, 450 clubs and organizations, D1 athletics. So we actually created a video just specifically for this event for you tonight to push you to some of our virtual events we're hosting through the university. So I'll go ahead and start that now for you.
Oh, hey, Bryson.
Oh, hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's up with you?
Oh, nothing. I just got a Starbucks from our Barnes & Noble cafe on campus.
Looks good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a question. Would you care if I just followed you around a little bit today asking about opportunities and things going on campus for incoming students?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and follow me.
So before we start, I just need to know a little bit more about you. Who are you? What did you study? What do you like about the university? All that good stuff.
Absolutely. So my name's Bryson. I actually just graduated from the university this past December with a degree in political science, and I also studied journalism and PR while I was here as well. And so I'm actually from the big city of Chapmanville, West Virginia, which is just 3.5 hours south of the city of Morgantown, where we're currently at. And so I grew up my whole life living in West Virginia, so I knew a lot about the university itself, so much so I actually ended up becoming a tour guide, and that's what I do now.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
So can you tell us where we're headed right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually headed into our mountain layer, which is like a student union here at WVU. So basically what a student union is it's kind of like the living room of the university. Students will actually head inside of here, hang out, socialize a little bit. They'll also grab themselves a bite to eat. So it's a really social place for students to get to know one another as well as the university they're studying at.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
like, what things are offered to students specifically in the mountain layer? Like what events are hosted?
Yeah, so we actually have a bowling alley in here as well as a theater that'll put on different theatrical performances for our students. But we also have events like WVU Up All Night and others, which you can actually learn about in some events we're hosting here in the near future, WVU Open Houses. So essentially that's where prospective students can log online and see basically what it's like in the day of a mountaineer. So anywhere from classes and academics to social life and making friends on campus. You can learn it all, and you can find that at www.wvu.edu/events.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great time. You should definitely check it out.
So where are we headed to now?
We're actually headed to grab myself a bite to eat at probably a few of our eateries here in the mountain layer. We have a few different ones like Jasmine's, which is like a coffee shop. We also have a Witch and a Chick-fil-A, as well as others for students to kind of eat at during their day.
So you have a lot of options for food.
Oh, we have tons of options.
A few moments later.
Oh, wow. Looks like you got a pretty good breakfast.
Yeah, I did actually. I got a chicken biscuit from Chick-fil-A. I also got a breakfast sandwich from Witch, and I got a gyro from Tzatziki's.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, I just get a little bit hungry throughout the duration of my day, so I got a little snack.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I have to ask, Bryson, what is this building right here in the center?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that is actually going to be one of our first buildings we built on campus back in 1867. So that's Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall, one of the most photographed buildings in the state of West Virginia.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
And it's also featured on Tour Guide Lives. You may be asking, well, what's a Tour Guide Live? That's a great question. So essentially, it's like a virtual campus tour given by our tour guides. You'll be able to see Woodburn Hall, as well as the inside of it, and the different academics that are hosted inside of that building, as well as the others around our downtown campus. And, I mean, if you want to sign up for Tour Guide Live itself, you can go to that same link that I mentioned a little bit earlier to learn more, okay?
Okay, I'm definitely going to be signing up.
Absolutely.
So since we had to make a stop at the library, I was just wondering, could I ask you some book smart questions?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so first of all, what really helped you succeed as a student at WVU?
Yeah, well, the first thing that comes to mind is a resource called Office Hours, which professors get to sit in their office for 3 hours a week, not working on anything, but waiting for you to come in and ask them questions.
Oh, that's so cool. So Did you really feel supported by your professors? Did you feel like you could just go in their office and ask them anything?
Yeah, I did, and that's a great way to kind of make connections around campus that'll propel you into your professional journey afterwards.
Okay, cool. So for students that are just looking into the university, wondering a little bit more about what it's like, things like that, are there ways for them to get their questions answered?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of like that link I told you to go to earlier, you can actually go to that here in the next few months. We're hosting a series of events called Ask Us Anything, where you'll be able to go online and ask our Mountaineers anything from student life to academics.
Okay. So Bryson, this place is really cool. Where exactly are we?
Yeah, so we're actually at our Student Recreation Center. This is a place where students can come after class or even after studying at the library all day and kind of relax and work out.
So do you like running?
I actually love running. As we speak, I'm preparing to run a marathon. And speaking of preparing, as you were talking about prospective students earlier, I encourage all my prospective students to prepare for college and life in Morgantown by reaching out to your regional recruiters, and you can find those at admissions.wvu.edu/admissions-counselors.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm just fine. Don't worry about me. I'm just preparing for a marathon.
Country roads take me home to.
So fun. Thank you so much, Christina, to you
Thank
and
you.
West Virginia University.
Thank you.
So next up, we're going to hear from Julia from Nova Southeastern University.
Thank you so much, Courtney. I'm going to keep my screen off so that I can actually get through this presentation without getting cut off. So bear with me. Again, welcome to Nova Southeastern University. We are a private selective research institution here in sunny South Florida, which means a lot of our research happening on campus is not only in the medical field, but in all other fields as well. So just to give you some of the basics about NSU, we actually have about 20,000 students on campus, but only 5,600 of them are undergraduate students, meaning we are going to have a really small class sizes for you guys to be able to raise your hand, make connections in class, and not just feel like a number. We are highly ranked on the US News and Forbes Top America's College, and we continue to rise up those ranks every year. We are great with our personal touch because we have a dedicated career coach for our students for all 4 years that are not only going to help them pick out their classes, but they're also going to help guide their career in the way that they need. Diversity is another key component here at NSU. Not only do we have students from all 50 states, but we also have over 100 different countries represented on our campus. And there's just a little picture for you there on the left. So talking some about our areas of study, we do have over 50 different undergraduate degree programs. We are focused in the STEM side of things. We are most known for our medicine degrees as well as nursing, but we do have a lot to offer not only for the sciences as well as the liberal arts students that have those interests. They can be combined as double majors and double minors, so please feel free to explore those on our website. Moving on, one of my favorite things about NSU is our Excel units that we do require for our undergraduate students. They are required only 6, but we require these so that not only do you have an awesome resume to build on campus, but you are not going to get rejected by any employer because of how great and detailed your resume is. So just a couple of the things that you can do to get those Excel units out of the way is internships, not only on campus, but also off. We also have study abroad programs and travel study programs where we pretty much go everywhere other than Antarctica. But because of our undergraduate size, you can pitch anywhere in the world and have that trip customized towards your studies. Also, again, talking about those edge advisors that I mentioned, they're going to be professionals in their field. So not only can they help you in your academics, but also in your career and help open your eyes to other possibilities that you may not have known about in the future. Also, again, research is such a high standard here at NSU. We do have a oceanographic center that is just 30 minutes south of us, and that is a lot where our coral reef restoration happens on our campus, as well as some bleaching research that goes into all of our all of our studies here at NSU. So moving on about what there is to do on campus. So we do have 17 NCAA Division II teams. So not only is there gonna always be something going on campus, but we also have free tickets to the Miami Dolphin home games. So not only can you go see the Miami Dolphins here in sunny South Florida, but you will be shuttled to and from the home games to ensure the safety of our students. We do have 120 different clubs and organizations that go with Greek life, career, and even hobby-based opportunities. And our participation rate is so high because students have the opportunity to create their own club on campus with just 5 other friends and an advisor on campus. So again, location is a huge one for us here at NSU. We are located in Fort Lauderdale area. We are only 15 minutes from Fort Lauderdale Beach, 1 hour away from the Florida Keys, and 3 hours away from the second happiest place on earth, NSU being the first, of course, and Disney the second. Our average temperature is 77, but if you're from Florida, you know that's pretty cold, and community service is always happening on our beaches here at NSU. So that concludes my presentation. Please feel free to contact us and stay connected on our social media. We are constantly updating our social media with current things and important information for you guys so that you can apply. Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, Julia. We heard that perfectly. So that was major success.
I'm so glad.
So now I would like to invite all of our panelists to turn on their camera if they're able to and share some of their expert experience with those of the students and families listening. So we might have some senior families on, but probably the biggest group is going to be our junior and sophomore family. So let's go round robin and we'll go in the order that you presented originally. What advice would you give someone going through this college search process? And we'll start with Josh.
That's a good question. I think I'll just say to listen to these excellent professionals here that are presenting alongside me. If you've got any questions, reach out. If your gut's telling you to go one way, go that way. But there's a lot out there. And if you're not a senior, you've got time. So deep breaths, we'll get through this year and we'll get through it. And I just want to say, Matt, you had me at 4-day week. So I don't know if I'm too old or not qualified enough, but I'm going to email you.
Thanks, Josh. Let's hear from Matt.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is to be open-minded and not to limit yourself. I am a huge WVU fan. My dad worked there for many years with Coach Huggins and the basketball team. But you know, WVU and four-year institutions might not be everybody's cup of tea. And so some associate degree programs that are more career-oriented could be the way to go. And I just suggest exploring all your options and finding the best fit for you.
Fit is that magic word, isn't it? Julia.
Definitely one piece of advice I give to all of my students is closed mouths don't get fed. So if you want to be involved in research and you want to be involved on campus, you need to start making that clear, not only to the people on your campus, but to your friends and family as well.
Great advice. And finally, Christina.
One of my biggest advice, I know everybody has a lot of virtual fatigue right now, and searching websites and search engines is getting exhausting. But right now, that's kind of the best route to go when finding those virtual connections for events. We have a virtual tour at West Virginia University. And so any way that you can envision yourself on a campus to see if it's a good fit for you, if you can be at home, if you can do that in person safely right now, that's awesome. And I highly recommend doing that at any college you're considering is officially tour. And we do have official tours virtually. And hopefully very soon we'll be able to open up. But I know other colleges and universities are trying to do the same thing. So definitely try to get on campus and see if it's a good fit for you.
Christina, I think that's an excellent point there. I think colleges and universities have never been as accessible as they are right now with all of their different virtual options. And I think one silver lining of the pandemic is that we will now forever probably have these virtual options. And you know, we never used to have virtual info sessions. We expected students and families to come to all of our campuses to hear those things. And now why in the heck didn't we have those always? So yes, there's lots of different virtual options to take advantage of and engage on social media and all kinds of great things. So my next question to you panelists is, we'll go round robin again in the same order that we presented in. And if you could either give us a fun fact about your college or institution that maybe you didn't get a chance to share during your presentation, or one of your favorite campus traditions. And we'll start with Josh.
Yeah, that's a fun question. I think because we're a study abroad organization, there's a lot of direction. There's a lot of ways I can go here. On our South Pacific semester, students get to go to Fiji. One of the islands they go to has the last living female chief on the islands, and you get to do a kava ceremony with her community. It's super cool. One thing I'll say that I didn't get to mention because my brain's is what it is. If a student wants to attend one of these excellent institutions that present along with me, they don't have to apply to one of the Virto partner colleges. So you're not bound to just our partner schools. So that's an application practical fact for you. But yeah, Fiji kava ceremony, fun stuff.
Fiji sounds awesome about right now. Matt?
Yeah, so interesting fact is the West Virginia Junior College, we've had some name changes over the years, but we've actually been around since 1892. We were established in Charleston and really known for hands-on programs. And that continues today. Unfortunately, we have medical assistants and nurses running around our buildings that are looking for volunteers. And I try as strongly as possible not to get stuck with needles and things like that. But certainly have a lot of hands-on programs. And echoing what Christina said, there are a lot of options right now in terms of virtual access. And I did want to quickly mention that we have a premier program. One of our premier programs is cybersecurity. We have a free seminar for that Thursday, the 18th. So this Thursday, and it's at 2 p.m. And that's something that can be signed up for right on our website, and it's free. And the website's wvjc.edu. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Julia.
Thank you, Courtney. One thing I would really love to mention is our Premier Programs application. It's actually an opportunity for students to not only have additional scholarships, but we also have dual admission opportunities where students can be considered for our graduate and professional schools here on campus as a high school senior. So if you are looking to be a doctor or somebody who is looking to have a master's degree coming into college, those are definitely some programs that you are going to want to have in your back pocket, so you don't have to worry about the admission process all over again, how you are right now. You're on mute, Courtney.
You're on mute. Christina, great, thank you.
I was going to get you, don't worry.
Well, I can say my favorite tradition, I am also an alum of West Virginia University for my undergrad, and my favorite tradition is singing Take Me Home Country Roads after every game. There's just nothing like it being with the crowd. Hopefully we'll get somewhat of our crowd back this fall. And we just all kind of gather around and sing that song, and it's really special. You definitely feel like part of a family at WVU, which is why I believe in it so strongly and I work for them. They do a great job of making a large institution feel like you're at home and feel like you have a family. I just want to note too, in the chat box, I'm going to put my email since it wasn't in my presentation. Should you guys have questions for me, you can email me anytime. So.
Christina, that was a great segue. I just want to leave everyone with a little piece of advice. As you look at this screen and you see the 4 professionals from the institutions and programs that you heard from tonight, please use them as a resource. They are here because they're here to help students and families through this process. They don't want you to wonder about any questions that you might have. And so please, please use them as your resource. Don't go by what someone's brother's cousin said. Really get the expert advice from them. They are definitely here to help. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you close out, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. Sign up for more sessions. There's more sessions the next 2 nights. So if you liked this format of learning about multiple colleges in one sitting, you'll love the next 2 nights. This was recorded and will be available for automatic playback within a week from that same website where you signed up. So have a great night, everyone, and have fun with this process. There's a lot to be excited about. Bye.